scare the living shit out of the Indiana Fever. So Indiana Fever, and it's been my belief that they will freaking fire everyone. And I do believe this. So if you're a Fever fan and you're hoping they'll keep Caitlin Clark, it's my belief that when push comes to shove, there's no way they can let her get away. They will fire everybody and start over. That's my belief. I cannot imagine the level.
The Indiana Fever cannot afford to lose Caitlin Clark. If it comes down to choosing between the organization and the player who changed everything, the choice is obvious. Coaches can be replaced. Executives can be fired. But a generational star like Caitlin Clark does not come around twice.
Caitlin Clark meant to the WNBA?
Everything. She's changed the dynamic and history forever for women.
I see a lot of young girls here today, and I see how inspired they are, and she's even gotten me back into basketball.
I think she has brought attention. She did it for us. We had never watched, and we have become big fans.
I don't think her contributions have been extreme as what people think they are. I think the league in itself has been getting better, and that's really what we should be focusing on.
I think she's brought a lot of attention to the WNBA, and it's needed.
I think it's great. I actually grew up watching the WNBA, so it's really exciting to see a resurgence.
She meant everything. I never watched it before.
Caitlin Clark has completely transformed the WNBA. She didn't just bring attention to the league, she changed how people talk about it, watch it, and value it. Many fans tuning in today had never watched a WNBA game before she arrived.
Enough votes here. This is a good test to see how bad this would be. Swag put this out, and it's starting to make the rounds. I voted. Okay, Fever fans, answer this. If Caitlin leaves Fever, would you still support the Fever? We got 1,145 votes here. Nope, my bags are packed is far and away.
For a growing number of fans, loyalty is no longer tied to a team. It is tied to Caitlin Clark herself. Polls and fan reactions make it clear. If she leaves Indiana, many fans will leave with her.
We're letting her cook. Me dinner.
I'm buying Powerade stock.
Is it a play on, like, women shouldn't? No, they didn't do it on purpose. There's no way. How you came up with this and not in the back of your minds, like, oh, they're just going to be like, oh, it's women. She just needs to cook. Didn't think about that in the PR room.
This kind of fandom is rare in sports. Caitlin Clark supporters don't care about geography, colors, or team history. Wherever she plays, they will follow. Her jersey is not just merchandise, it's direction.
Boy, listen, NBA players make 50% of revenues. WNBA players make 9%. And now the merch sales are up 500% and attendance is up, 40%. So they're going to get a raise. There's no question. And I don't really care that the previous 25 years, they didn't make a lot of money or lost money. I don't care. They're in the middle of a negotiation and they're on a heater. So it doesn't really matter. I've said this before. I made an investment for 5 years and it lost money, and I got about 6 months left in the investment, and in the last 6 months they started making cash. I'm not bailing on the investment. I want to finally get my money back. So they're going to get a raise. They're finally turning a corner. But and negotiating in any business is all about current momentum. It's not about 12 years ago. It's about current momentum.
From a business perspective, limiting Caitlin Clark's role makes no sense. Merchandise sales have skyrocketed, attendance is up, and TV ratings are rising. She is the driving force behind all of it.
Media driver. She is a ratings driver. I think about the NBA post Magic and Larry, the NBA post Michael Jordan, tennis post Serena Williams, golf post Tiger Woods, right? There are certain athletes that drive the sport more than others. And that's not to take away from anyone else drafted tonight. That's not to take away from the other incredible superstars in the WNBA.
Fans are frustrated by the inconsistency they see on the court. Players struggling offensively are encouraged to keep shooting, while Caitlin Clark is criticized for taking difficult but necessary shots in big moments.
T-shirts don't bother me, but why do you take a shot at the Golden Goose, Caitlin Clark? You guys were flying before she arrived on one of those airlines that made you pay for a cup of water. One of those airlines that is the planes are the color of a highlighter. Now you're flying private. Okay, if you're in a band and you're staying at the Motel 6 and you add a band member and now you're at the Ritz-Carlton, keep your issues to yourself.
When fans say, let her cook, they aren't being emotional, they're being practical. Caitlin Clark has proven she can carry an offense. Slowing her down only hurts the team's chances of winning.
I'm going to pass on that question, actually. WNBA star Caitlin Clark is transforming women's sports. She fills arenas night after night, and her games have smashed TV viewership records. And if you watch Clark play, well, it's not hard to figure out why. She makes deep three-pointers look easy. And like all stars, wants the ball when the game...
The WNBA is finally experiencing real momentum after years of financial struggle. Revenue is growing, sponsorships are increasing, and interest is at an all-time high. Caitlin Clark is at the center of that surge.
If you are a star in the WNBA like Caitlin Clark, she's probably one of the few people that anybody you can mention to somebody that knows sports will know Caitlin Clark. Yeah. She's getting a ton of deals. Coke, Gatorade, you name Nike deals. Now, I know a lot of the other players, like if you're the 12th person on the team, you're probably not making that much money, but I just feel like coming out like this, what are they going to bargain with? What is their like thing they're coming with that's going to change their salary? And that's what I was trying to figure out. I couldn't understand because they're already rev sharing. The NBA already gives them money, compensates for the...
There is a clear disconnect between how Caitlin Clark is marketed and how she is used on the court. You cannot promote her as the face of the league while treating her like a supporting player during games.
Hogan hogging on her. She was like, I'm offended that y'all have white defensive players guarding me, and she put her in the torture chamber. You should have known from her little face that she didn't want this matchup from the beginning. Caitlin reminds me of what Dame does. If anybody ever noticed, her first shot always a three. First quarter, second quarter, third. She sets the distance on her first shot, so you have to guard her there. Now she can do whatever she wants to do. She's playing a chess game. That's what Dame does. He starts his game off. He's going to shoot a deep ass.
If Caitlin Clark were to leave the Indiana Fever, the consequences would be severe. Packed arenas would empty, national attention would fade, and the franchise would lose relevance almost overnight.
WNBA after Caitlin Clark. Describe these two worlds.
Oh, entirely different. 180, The WNBA before started in 1997, the year after the Atlanta Olympics, and was launched into a time when women's sports was still not taken seriously by a lot of, people. And some of those same guys now, if we want to talk about before and after, some of those same guys or guys like them are the ones buying the 22 jerseys, wearing them to games, Major, but also to the grocery store and to the gas station. It is now cool to be a WNBA fan, and it is cool to love Caitlin Clark, and the spotlight that is finally shining.
On the court, Caitlin Clark plays with the mindset of elite NBA scorers. Like Damian Lillard, she uses deep shots early to stretch defenses and control the flow of the game. Her approach is intentional and strategic.
Read me the list that Caitlin Clark was not on the Olympic team, which was June 7th. She had just had 30 points and 7 threes against Washington in an amazing game. And bottom line on this is they did not want her on the team. There was either a sense that she needs to wait her turn. They wanted to give Diana Taurasi the going away present. Name another time when you would ever give an athlete a going away present with an Olympic berth. Outrageous. So Caitlin said, hey, it's okay. And in interview, she said, it's all right. I'll make it the next time. Well, in the book, I have a wonderful anecdote from...
Even outside the WNBA, her influence is undeniable. Leaving her off the Olympic roster after historic performances sent a message that fans strongly disagreed with, and the backlash showed her cultural impact.
In the NCAA tournament, girl or boy. Greatest performance.
On this biggest stage.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because rarely does a game like this live up to its hype.
Yeah.
Rarely do you have the two superstars play like superstars, because you got to understand the scout report is geared to stop you. All the hype coming into this is going to be people who've never watched a girls' basketball game watched.
The difference between the WNBA before Caitlin Clark and after Caitlin Clark is impossible to ignore. Women's basketball is now part of mainstream sports culture, and she is a major reason why.